and go back to where I was, and same idea here. Actually, these two are similar story here. This is a ventricular beat, which I'm going to change to ventricular. Move on to the next one, and there's another ventricular hiding here. And again, double click to go back to where I was. And everything else seems to be normal. Z button to go out of there. Noise we don't need to look at. Next is NN. To look at the longest NN, what I'm going to do is click on the left mouse button, hold and drag it over. And I usually like to look at about 1,000 events or so. If there's any AV blocks or any pauses of any kind, it will show up here. And then scroll down all the way just to see. Everything seems to be fine. So the longest NN will actually be at the bottom of the page. So what we need to do, actually what I'm looking at is another supraventricular beat right here. So I'm just going to double click on this and change this one to supraventricular. So to get to the actual bottom of the page, what we need to do is double click on the last box and then drag this all the way down. So this takes us to the longest NN. This is obviously not correct, so I'm going to go backwards, and this is our longest NN. Again, label. And OK. And then double click Z button to go out of there, and we're going to check for the shortest one, NN, same idea, coming from the other side. Hold the left mouse button down and drag it over. Again. Z button to look at it. I'm going to change the speed to 10 because it's not very clear right now because the rate is being is a little higher. There's a supraventricular beat here, which I'm going to change from the full page mode. And maybe another one here. Let's just sinus arrhythmia. This is our shortest NN. So I'm going to go back, double clicking on the beat here, and label this. And go back to where I was and click through the rest of those just to see if nothing is missed. And these all seem to be fine. So again, Z button to go out, and at this point we're pretty much finished with our editing. 3 ventricular beats, 2 runs of VTAC, 51 supraventricular beats, 2 atrial couplets. If there are any diarrhea symptoms which you would want to correlate with the ECG, you could do this from the page mode. You can change the speed or the time interval, rather 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and you can just pick the time which is indicated and see what's going on in the ECG. Next, we're going to go into strips, and this is where we want to choose the strips which will show in the report. And the 3 ventricular beats, no strips are marked, so I'm going to mark 1 or 2 because I usually like to show a couple. All you need to just click on the strip and press the spacebar on your keyboard, which highlights the strip, and this strip will show into your report. And maybe another one here. Moving on to ventricular tachycardia, 1 run is showing. I want to show both of them. Same thing, just spacebar. A couple of supraventricular beats. Let me go page down, pick another one from somewhere else. Two atrial couplets, these are already selected for us. Inhibition, we don't need any strips for that. Clear. Bradycardia, 551 episodes. I want to keep 1. Minimum heart rate, again, is correct. Maximum heart rate is correct as well. And the selected strips, which is the ones we labeled ourselves, shortest and then competing atrial focus strip, longest and then, and another strip of competing atrial focus. So at this point, we are done with this study. Next step is to go into summary, and this is where we can fill in the information in the interpretation field. This tells you how long the patient was monitored for, the minimum maximum heart rates, which we selected, and then you can proceed into your interpretation, and you can type your own thing, or you can use any of the phrases from the menu on the side. So let's say normal ECG, and then so on and so forth. And at this point, the study is done. All you need to just save the report.